If the cosine of theta is negative 4/5 and the tangent of theta is greater than 0, find the cosecant of theta. In this particular case, the tangent of theta being greater than 0 means that we are either in quadrant 1 or we're in quadrant 3. The reason for that is you know that the tangent is equal to the ratio of the sine and the cosine, and in the first quadrant the sine and the cosine are both positive, and in the third quadrant the sine and the cosine are both negative. So tangent theta greater than 0 tells you you're in quadrants 1 or 3. But the cosine of theta being negative 4/5, what that tells you is you must be in 3 rather than 1. Because if the first component is negative 4/5, that's out about here, then the sine of theta must bring you to the angle which is sitting about right here. So we know that we are in quadrant 3. Next thing I'm going to do is write down the Pythagorean identity, and that is sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta is equal to 1. We know that the cosine of theta is negative 4/5, so this becomes sine squared theta plus negative 4/5 squared is equal to 1. And that is sine squared theta plus 16/25 is equal to 1. If you subtract 16/25 from both sides of this equation, you will get sine squared theta. On the left-hand side, if you subtract 16/25 from the right-hand side, you will get 9/25. When you take the square root of both sides, you will get the sine of theta is equal to plus or minus the square root of 9/25, and both 9 and 25 are perfect squares, so we have the sine of theta is plus or minus 3/5. Well, is it positive or is it negative 3/5? We've already determined that we are out here in quadrant 3. We know negative 4/5 is the cosine, and so negative 3/5 is the sine, so we can discard the positive and go with sine of theta is equal to negative 3/5. That doesn't quite answer the question because the question is asking for the cosecant of theta, but that won't be any problem at all because you know that the cosecant of theta is simply 1 over the sine of theta. You know that the sine of theta is negative 3/5. Well, the reciprocal of negative 3/5 is negative 5/3, and that is the value of the cosecant of theta.